Picture it. A 7-night Caribbean run. Day 3, 2 in the afternoon. You booked the adults-only ship on purpose. You paid $500 a head more than the family boat docked right next to you. And you paid it for one reason: quiet. You walk up to the top deck with your book and your sunglasses, ready for the calm you were promised. It is not calm. The pool bar speakers are turned all the way up. Every shaded lounger was claimed by 7 that morning, a towel thrown across each one like a flag. There is a bachelorette party 3 chairs down, matching tank tops, shots lined up on the rail, wristbands on every arm for the drink package. This is not a place to read. This is a floating nightclub that happens to have a sunrise, and you are stuck on it for 4 more days. Here is the trap most people fall into. They think adults only is one thing. They half remember someone saying no kids means relaxing, and they never check past that. So they trust the brochure. They trust the agency. They trust the glossy photo of one couple alone in a hot tub at sunset, and they book on the strength of a feeling instead of a fact. The fare is higher. The trip is paid for and locked in, and the wrong ship costs you both. I have spent years living aboard these ships, not reading about them. An old hand I sailed with early on told me something I never forgot. Read the ship, not the ad. The picture is built to sell you a mood. What the ship is actually like hides in the things the picture leaves out. So, before you book, there are 5 things you need to check: the type, the crowd, the rules, the real cost, and your cabin and ports. Learn those and you sail smart. Skip them and you learn the hard way. Because the one thing everyone trusts to pick a cruise, that perfect photo, is the very thing that fools them. Let me set the ground first, because none of the rest makes sense without it. An adult-only cruise is not one product. It is a label stretched over several. On one end, you have whole ships where no one under 18, sometimes under 21, can step aboard at all. On the other end, you have ordinary family ships with a roped-off grown-up corner, a quiet pool, a deck, a restaurant. Same 2 words on the booking page, completely different trips. The demand grew because couples, honeymooners, retirees, and people sailing alone wanted a break from kids' clubs and water slides. That is the only promise every one of them keeps. No children. Everything past that point is up for grabs, and that is where people get burned. So here's the first thing to check. Which kind are you actually buying? A whole ship grown-up sailing and an adult section on a family boat are not cousins. They are strangers. On the family ship, the kids are still aboard. They are just not in your one quiet zone. Walk 20 feet past the rope, and you are back in the splash and the noise. That can be plenty if all you want is a calm spot to read between ports. But if you pictured a whole vessel set to your pace, the family ship will let you down every time you leave your little corner. Know which one you booked before you pay, not after. Now the second thing, and this is the one that catches the most people. 2 ships can both ban children and feel like opposite planets. One leans party, one leans calm. The label will never tell you which. You have to read the signs around it. Start with the length of the sailing. A 3 or 4 night hop skews young and loud. People come to cut loose for a long weekend, and they do. A longer voyage, 10 nights or more, pulls an older, quieter crowd who came to unwind, not to rage. The math is simple. More days off work means fewer people who can come, and the ones who can tend to be retired or close to it. Look at where the ship leaves from, too. Certain home ports are known for a wilder send-off. Look at the season. Sail anywhere near spring break, and you inherit that energy whether you wanted it or not. Watch for theme sailings as well. A ship chartered around a music festival or a singles week is a fine time if that is your plan, and a long week if it is not. I have watched couples board expecting hushed sunsets and find a foam party instead. The clues were all there on the booking page. They just didn't know to look. Third, the rules nobody reads until they are stuck with them. The age line itself moves. Some ships say 18, some say 21. That gap matters more than it sounds, because it changes who is around you and how the night runs. Then there is the fine print most people skip. Dress codes that turn dinner formal on certain nights and turn you away at the door if you packed wrong. Smoking and vaping rules that are stricter or looser than you assumed. Drink package terms that read generous in the ad and come with a stack of conditions in practice. And on a few of the party-leaning brands, there are zones and nights that get a good deal more open than a first-timer expects. None of that is hidden. It is just buried. Read it before you sail, not from a deck chair. Fourth, the real cost, not the sticker. Grown-up and luxury sailings often cost more per head up front, but the headline fare lies in both directions. Some lines fold in your tips, your drinks, your Wi-Fi, even your shore trips. So a higher number is actually the cheaper deal once you add up what the bargain ship charges on top. Others show you a low fare and nickel and dime everything after. The only honest way to compare two cruises is to add up the whole stay, extras and all, then divide. Do that, and the expensive ship sometimes wins. If you sail alone, there is a trap of its own here. Most cruises charge a single person nearly the price of two for the same cabin. They call it the single supplement, and it stings. But a handful of adult-only lines have built cabins made for one, and either drop that charge or shrink it. If you travel solo, that one detail can swing the price of your whole trip. Hunt for it. Fifth, and we will close the list here, your cabin and your ports. Where you sleep decides how you sleep. On a livelier ship, book a cabin under the pool deck or over the nightclub, and you will feel the party through the floor and ceiling long after you wanted it to stop. Pull your cabin away from those zones, midship, a quiet deck, and the same ship gets years more restful. The map of the ship is right there when you book. Use it. Ports matter too, and they shift with the crowd. Grown-up itineraries often chase different stops than the family ones. Wine country instead of the cartoon character beach. Quiet coves and scenic coastline instead of the big splash parks. That can be exactly the trip you wanted, but check the stops against what you actually like to do, because a calm port list is a gift to one traveler and a dull week to another. And last, do not assume an amenity exists just because the ship is for adults. Confirm the spa, the grown-up pool, the specialty restaurants you are dreaming about are truly on your ship and not on its sister down the line. The brochure shows you the best of the whole fleet. Your hull may not have all of it. Check the deck plan for your exact ship, your exact sailing. 5 minutes there saves you a week of wishing. So that is the whole of it. The label hides several trips, not one. Check the type, read the crowd, learn the rules, add up the real cost. Pick your cabin and your ports with care. Do that, and the sea gives you the calm you paid for. And never let one glossy photo make the choice for you. If this saved you from a wrong booking, subscribe. I share what I learned the only way worth learning it, from living aboard these ships myself. Next time, I will show you how to land the best cabin on any sailing for the least money.